What if I told you that the difference between the people who are thriving right now, hitting their goals, feeling sharp, in control of their day, and everyone else, isn't talent, it isn't luck, it isn't even hard work in the way you think. It's what they do in the first hour after they wake up. Most people wake up and immediately hand control of their brain to their phone. Notifications, texts, social media, before their feet even hit the floor, they've let the outside world set the tone for their entire day. And then they wonder why they feel scattered, reactive, and behind by 10 a.m. But there's a small group of people, top performers, elite athletes, founders, people who seem to have this unfair advantage, who do something different. They protect the first hour of their day like it's the most valuable asset they own. Because it is. In this video, I'm going to break down the exact morning routine that separates the top 1% from everyone else. It's not complicated. It's not going to take you 3 hours or require a cold plunge and a $500 supplement stack. It's simple, it's science-backed, and you can start tomorrow morning. If you stick around to the end, I'll also share the one mistake almost everyone makes when they try to build a morning routine. Let's get into it. So let's talk about why most morning routine advice doesn't work. You've seen the videos. Wake up at 5 a.m. Drink a glass of water with lemon, journal for 20 minutes, meditate, cold plunge, 10 more habits after that. It looks impressive. It sounds like the secret. But here's the problem. Most people try it for 2 or 3 days, then quit. And then they feel bad about themselves for quitting. Here's why that happens. All those videos are copying the wrong thing. They show you the actions successful people take, but they never explain why those actions actually work. So you end up copying a checklist without understanding the point of it. And a checklist with no purpose behind it is really easy to abandon. So let's fix that right now. Here is the real reason the first part of your morning matters so much. When you wake up, your brain is in a very open state. It has not reacted to anything yet. It is calm and clear, like a blank page. Whatever you feed it first sets the direction for everything that follows. Now think about what most people feed it. Notifications, emails, other people's opinions, bad news, random noise from the internet. Within minutes, their brain is reacting instead of leading. They didn't choose their mood or their focus. Their phone chose it for them. Top performers understand this, so they protect this window on purpose. Not because they read it in a productivity book, but because they know this is the one moment in the day when they get to decide the direction before anyone else does. That's the real secret. It was never about the specific habit. It's about who is in control during those first few minutes, you or your phone. Once you understand that, the actual routine makes a lot more sense, and that's exactly what we're covering next. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds nice, but my mornings are not calm and peaceful. Maybe you have kids who need you the second you wake up. Maybe you work night shifts and your morning is actually at 3 p.m. Maybe someone else in your house controls how loud or chaotic your first 10 minutes are. So does any of this even apply to you? Yes, it does. And here's why. This is not about waking up earlier. It's not about having a perfectly quiet house or a peaceful sunrise moment to yourself. That version only works for a small number of people, and honestly, that's why so much morning advice fails. It assumes everyone's life looks the same. It doesn't. What actually matters is not the time on the clock. It's the first few minutes after your brain switches on, whenever that happens for you. That window exists for everyone. A parent has it. A night shift worker has it. A student has it. It might be 10 minutes. It might only be 2 or 3. It doesn't matter. The size of the window isn't the point. What you do with it is. So as we go through the routine, don't think about whether you can copy someone else's perfect quiet morning. Think about your own first few minutes, whatever they look like. Because this works whether you have a full hour alone or you're already holding a crying baby before your eyes are fully open. Everyone gets this window once a day. The only question is who takes control of it, you or something else. Now let's look at the actual proof behind why this works. Let's talk about the science behind this because this isn't just an opinion. There's real research that backs it up. Here's the first thing to understand. Right after you wake up, your brain is not fully awake yet, even if you feel awake. Scientists call this sleep inertia. It's a short period where your brain is still finishing its transition from sleep to full alertness. During this time, your brain is extra sensitive to whatever it takes in first. That's why the first input matters so much. You're not just starting your day, you're programming it. Here's the second thing. Your brain also has something researchers call decision fatigue. Every choice you make during the day uses up a little bit of mental energy. By the afternoon, that energy runs low, which is why people make worse decisions late in the day than in the morning. So if you burn up your best mental energy first thing by reacting to emails, notifications, and other people's problems, you've already spent some of your sharpest thinking before your day even really starts. And here's the third thing. Your stress hormone, cortisol, naturally peaks shortly after waking up. It's your body's built-in system for becoming alert. But if the first thing you do is check bad news or stressful messages, you add extra stress on top of that natural peak. Your body ends up starting the day in a slight state of alarm instead of calm alertness. Put those three things together. Your brain is extra open, your mental energy is at its highest, and your stress hormones are already active. This combination makes the first part of your morning the most powerful window you have all day. So this isn't about magic or mindset quotes. It's simple biology. Whoever or whatever gets your attention first in that window has a huge influence on your entire day. Now, let's get into the actual routine. The 3 simple things you can do with this window, starting tomorrow morning. All right, here's the routine. 3 simple things. No cold plunge required. First, don't touch your phone for the first 10 minutes. This is the foundation. Everything else depends on this one step. Your phone is designed to grab your attention instantly. One glance at a notification, and your brain switches from calm to reactive. So the first rule is simple. Keep your phone away from your bed. Let it sit in another room, or at least out of reach. If 10 minutes feels too hard at first, start with 5. Even 5 minutes of not checking your phone gives your brain a chance to wake up on its own terms, instead of someone else's. Second, move your body, even a little. You don't need a full workout. You don't need running shoes or a gym. This can be as small as stretching for 60 seconds, or walking to get a glass of water, or doing 10 jumping jacks next to your bed. The goal here is simple. Movement tells your brain, we're awake now in a natural way. It helps clear that foggy sleep inertia we talked about earlier. The minimum version of this step is 1 minute. That's it. 1 minute of moving your body before you touch a screen. Third, decide one thing before the world decides it for you. This is the most important step and the easiest to skip. Before you check messages or read the news, pick one thing. It could be your main task for the day. It could just be one word to describe how you want to feel. It could be as simple as saying to yourself, today I want to feel calm, or today I'm focusing on this one project. This takes 10 seconds, but it means you enter the day with a direction already chosen instead of waiting to see what shows up in your inbox. That's the whole routine. No phone for the first few minutes, a little bit of movement, and one clear decision before anything else grabs your attention. Notice what's missing here. No wake-up time, no special equipment, no hour-long process. This works whether your first window is 60 minutes or just 3. The size of the window doesn't matter. Protecting it does. Now here's the part most people never talk about. Because knowing this routine is one thing, actually sticking with it is a completely different problem. Let's talk about why most people quit by day 4 and how you're going to avoid that. Here's something that happens to almost everyone who tries a new morning routine. Day 1 goes great. Day 2, pretty good. Day 3, they're still on track. Then day 4 hits. They oversleep or something urgent comes up, or they just forget. They miss one day, and that one missed day turns into 2. Then a week. Then they've quietly given up, and they tell themselves they're just not a morning routine person. Here's the real reason this happens. Most people treat the routine like a streak. In their head, the goal becomes, don't break the chain. So the moment they miss one day, it feels like failure. And once something feels like failure, it's easy to just stop trying completely. This isn't a discipline problem. It's a thinking problem. So here's the fix. Stop thinking of this as a streak you can break. Start thinking of it as who you are. There's a big difference between telling yourself I'm trying to do a morning routine and telling yourself I'm someone who protects my mornings. The first one is a task. Tasks are easy to skip when you're tired or busy. The second one is an identity. And people don't abandon their identity just because of one bad morning. So when you miss a day, and at some point you will, don't treat it as breaking a streak. Treat it as one single day that doesn't define who you are. A person who protects their mornings simply protects the next one. That's it, no guilt. No starting over from zero. No giving up completely. This one shift in thinking is the difference between someone who does this for 3 days and someone who still does it a year from now. Now let's bring this all together. So let's go back to where we started. The people who seem to have it all figured out, the ones who feel calm, focused, and in control while everyone else feels behind and scattered, they're not smarter than you. They're not more talented. They don't have some special advantage you don't have access to. They simply protect one small window of time. The first few minutes after they wake up, they don't let their phone grab their attention first. They move their body, even just a little, and they decide one thing for themselves before the world decides it for them. That's it. That's the whole secret. Not 4 hours of routines, not expensive gear, just 10 minutes protected on purpose every single day. So here's what I want you to do. Don't try to do all 3 steps perfectly tomorrow. Just pick one. Maybe it's leaving your phone in another room. Maybe it's moving your body for 60 seconds. Maybe it's just deciding one thing before you check your messages. Pick one and do it tomorrow morning. And remember what we talked about. If you miss a day, that's fine. You're not breaking a streak. You're just protecting the next morning. That's all this ever takes. If this video helped you, the best thing you can do is try just one step tomorrow and come back and tell me how it went in the comments. And if you want to go deeper on building habits that actually stick, instead of falling apart after a few days, subscribe, because that's exactly what we cover here. Your mornings are yours. Starting tomorrow, protect them.